It's Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life. I'm Ayo Mairo-Ese. It is time for today's edition of the Locker Room 981. And we are talking sports right now. So excited because things are about to get sporty. A number of interesting things happened over the past few days. And so, of course, I have the one and only Tega Supreme.
I'm not hearing the drum roll. No.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Just hold on.
Uh-huh. That's more like it. That's more like it.
Tega, how are you today?
I am not happy. I'm in mourning today. I'm in mourning.
Why?
You can see I came with a black.
This guy. Yeah. Why? Why you in mourning? Why?
They beat us yesterday. The way that they beat us yesterday, it's my body's paining me.
No. Stop the show. Stop the show.
Yeah, we need to stop the press.
Stop the press. I can't
But it
believe
was
it.
so hurtful. I'm physically tired.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I was the one that I was smacked or kicked in the guts, but it's okay. We'll survive.
With all those numbers and statistics and probabilities, they beat us.
My darling, between Nigeria and the Central African Republic is like it's about 90 something ranking sports. They are not made by
on our own soil
in Lagos. Before our very eyes, these guys were bold. They were. I think what it is that they respected the opponents they came against, and the Super Eagles did not respect the opponents that were before them. So Super Eagles just kept. If you saw the way they approached the game, they felt like, don't worry, we are playing against Central African Republic. We will score at some point. That's how they approached the game. So when they missed shots chances, they just kept telling us, don't worry, we'll score at some point. But the Central African Republic came here knowing that they were facing the Super Eagles of Nigeria in Lagos. And that's how they set up. They defended for 90 minutes, for 88 minutes, and then they scored in the 89th minute of the game, and then defended for the remaining 5 minutes. So they recognized who they were up against. But I think the Super Eagles underrated them just a little bit.
Well, we've already gotten into the first story of the day. So let me just share with our listeners how they can get involved in the conversation this morning. So you can send a message to our WhatsApp platform. WhatsApp is 0809 444 0981, or you can head on to YouTube right now. Tega and I are live on YouTube, youtube.com, search for Smooth 981 FM Lagos. We're going to talk about let me just give a bit of a background, and then I'm sure some people might have things to say about the match of the Wild Beasts against the Super Eagles. Now, the Wild Beasts of Central African Republic produced a strong performance.
Let's open the phone.
Yeah, we should open the. Yes, I think the Nigerians will want to emit some pent-up frustration. All right, so they beat Super Eagles 1-0. If you want to call us to express yourselves, please do so by calling 0144899981. That's 0144899981. And just tell us if you watched the match, if you were there live, that would even be more special. So let us know if you were there live. Apparently, Carl Namganda is the name that netted the decisive goal in the last minute of the game, like Tega described in the 88th minute or 89th minute.
89th minute of the game. Well, by my count, it was 89th minute of the game. I don't know what the official number says, but it was around the 89th minute of the game, because at that point I was putting my hand on my head saying, we cannot draw this match. I was right. We didn't draw the match. We lost.
So I mean, even the report talks about the tight defense. They didn't come to play. They knew their opponent. And you said it. On Wednesday when you were speaking, we were saying, oh, it's a given. Nigeria, we're gonna, finish them. But you're like, but this is football. These guys could have come hungry, and obviously they did. And they left very satisfied.
And they left very satisfied. You have to understand that they didn't expect to come away with the result. But as the game drew longer, they just felt, because the Super Eagles were pushing up higher. I mean, Neon Balogun and Trustekong were almost on the halfway line. They felt like if they threw a ball over the top, they'll be able to run in behind the defense. And the goal they scored was not the first time they got behind the Super Eagles. There was one other time they got behind the Super Eagles, and Uzoho made a save. And then that was the second time they got behind the Super Eagles, but that was their first shot on target. Sorry, their only shot on target. And it was a goal. So it was the way they set up. I remember when I was trying to interview the coach. I was at their camp. The coach refused to let me speak to any of the boys. He said he will speak. Or he will speak on behalf of the team. And I said, well, we need to also
a strategy.
Exactly. And so some of the players I wanted to really speak with, Axel Urel, and Maputa from Switzerland, both those players didn't come. So they really didn't come with their superstars, the few superstars that they have.
Yeah.
So you can imagine if they didn't come with their two superstars and they played defensive brilliantly, they knew what they were trying to do. And I remember the coach saying that, look, we know that Nigeria is Super Eagles, but every team you play against is tough and every group is tough. And they're here to make Nigeria recognize that they're here.
We recognize though. We have a call. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from? Please call me back if you try to call and we couldn't take
numbers again.
Yeah, it's 0144 89981. That's 0144 89981. Tega, I think I can hear myself in the background.
Okay.
I think I'm getting feedback. Yeah. Okay. All right. So let's go on to our next story. Well, please, whilst we're speaking about the next story, feel very free to call us to tell us what you think. Again, the number is 0144 89981. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from? What's going on? What's going on? Is it even the lines are protesting? What happened yesterday? They're upset. I know. Let's try this one. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from? Great. Bishop, go ahead, please. Okay, Bishop, go ahead, please.
Tega, what the permutation now? What chances of Super Eagles qualifying?
All right, thank you. So we'll get to permutation shortly. Tega, before you answer that, let's take this call. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Salah from Ikeja.
Salah, please go ahead.
Okay, so first, I'm a little upset that your reportage, you guys are still calling these guys Super Eagles. I don't know what's super about it. Honestly speaking, like Central African Republic. I mean, come on, like I think like under General Roa, yeah, I think because we get to qualify for some tournament and all of that, we think okay, it's okay, this guy is doing the qualification and all of that. But you see, when you look at the quality of the team, man for man, you realize that Nigeria has been underperforming for the last few years actually. With the quality we have in that team, we should be knocking at the top 10, countries in the world in terms of football. You have Onojaife that is banging in the goals in Belgium. You have clear just scoring, Osimhen scoring in Syria, scoring all across of the best defensive midfielders in the EPL. You have the Watford captain in your defense. You have a good team.
Okay.
Qualifying for qualifying for tournament is not even good enough anymore, right? So I mean, look at that. I think was it Algeria that won the last African Cup of Nations? They are not even. If you look at them, man for man, they are not as good as the Super Eagles. Saying is that in terms of the coaching input, we've not developed the unit. We've not developed a pattern of playing, and so that says a lot about the coaching. And so this you can call this a blip, you might call this a party at the office. But what I'm still saying is that look, even if you qualify and all of that, this team is not playing to its full potentials in terms of quality of players, and so it's going to always happen.
All right, Salah, let other people call in. Thank you. Salah is really like, I don't want to hear that. Okay, one more call and then Tega can respond. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, good morning. This is Eze from Ojo.
All right, Eze, please go ahead.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised when I saw the results last time. So I think it's embarrassing to say the least. Under this same game so because I don't think people are saying much about the coach. I think the coach is the main issue of the Super Eagles.
All right. Okay.
Coach last year, we were leading 4-0 here in Lagos, and I remember we ended up doing 4-4 against Sierra Leone. And here again, Central African Republic, CAF. Many people don't know there's a country called CAF. And here we come in Lagos and we lost that game. And nobody's saying to be certain.
All right.
I think it's embarrassing.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, Tega, over to you now.
Wow, Nigeria
People
are
have
really upset.
expressed
Okay, so
themselves.
here are the permutations. Nigeria still tops the group with 6 points. Central African Republic and Cape Verde are both on 4 points. And then Liberia down there at the bottom. Yeah, at the bottom with 3 points. So now here's the problem with Nigeria. If Nigeria had won this tie, the one against CAR, this one in Lagos and the one in Cameroon, would have mathematically been unreachable. But what it is that this has blown the group wide open. Our chances of winning the group is still high. If we go to Douala on Sunday and get the results, and then beat Liberia and Cape Verde in the second matches, we are through. Our fate is in our hands. We are still top of the group. We are still most likely to qualify. It's just that the way the group that Nigeria was in, you would have expected them to completely blitz through it. And this is a bump in the road. And so that's the problem. So Nigeria is still top of that group with 6 points and still more likely to be the team to qualify. This defeat is just more embarrassing than it is damaging.
Seriously embarrassing. Ido from Festac says, on Super Eagles, Ayo, please, do you have any calculator you're not using? We need it now. I really feel for Belgium. I really felt for Belgium yesterday. What happened to game management? Like, okay, we're going to talk about the Belgium one shortly. So let me hold that thought. JJ says, like, things are not bad enough in Nigeria. The price of bread and pure water is on the increase. The traffic was everywhere yesterday. The Super Eagles lost at home. What more can we say? Tega, should we bring out our calculators? Let us start prayers and permutations. I beg it. Let us kukuma face our national debt.
Not time for calculator.
Not time for
I don't
that,
think we need calculator. What we need to do, is to pray for the next round. You see, if we can lose to Central African Republic here, and they now draw up against any of the top 5 teams in Africa, what can our faith be? Prayer and fasting is what I'm supposed to. Start now, ahead of that time.
YouTube, Clement and Adams are asking, how can we be beaten by a car? A car. That's here, Central African Republic. All right, let's move on to another story, right? Let's talk about Formula One. Max Verstappen, Red Bull's Max Verstappen says he's not feeling the pressure of the Formula One title fight because winning would not change his life.
I think that's the fattest lie from the pit of hell. Winning will change life. There is nobody that winning hasn't changed their lives. I think he's just trying to deflate the pressure of him, or maybe because what he meant to say, he's not communicating across. He's meant to say, he wants to say that, he's happy with his development and his growth. But you cannot tell me that winning a world title will not change your life. It will absolutely transform your life, because you will go from being a potentially great driver to being a great driver just by winning a title. So it will change his life. I hear some people say he's dealing with the pressure very well. He's not. That's why he's throwing tantrums and ramming into people. He's not. He doesn't know how to deal with pressure. He's not a nice person under pressure. He's not the most gracious loser. The pressure is getting to him. What he's trying to do is deflate the attention from him. And this is the first time he's really legitimately been in a title battle, and there's that inexperience coming in. So it will change his life. And we will know that when you see how he celebrates this weekend. This weekend is the Turkish Grand Prix. And again, Mercedes still look a little behind. But you're competing against Lewis Hamilton, who can drive a wheelbarrow and still get results. So that is where I think the biggest problem for Hamilton is. So Max Verstappen is going to try and make up the grounds. It's just 3 points between himself and Lewis Hamilton. So he's still going to try and make up the grounds. And if he takes the driver's lead in the driver's standings, we will know that winning will change his life because of the way he will celebrate and the way he'll start behaving. So he needs to stop saying that. It will change his life. But I understand that he wants to reduce the pressure that is already on him, because this season he has the car. And with the results that he's had previously, he also has the momentum to try and challenge Lewis Hamilton. But if he gets carried away, or if he lets that pressure overtake him or overwhelm him, then he will not be able to perform. I think that's what he's just trying to do, just trying to deflect.
All right, brilliant. Excuse me. Thank you. So we need to go on a break now. When we come back, we'll move on to some more stories here in the Locker Room 981. Stay tuned. And if you want some halftime action, I'd ask you to go onto YouTube right now and let's have a conversation. This is Smooth 98.1. Okay.
So I think we are going to move quickly.
Yeah. I'm thinking,
Yeah,
should
let's not. We'll just mention. No, we'll just mention that Tyson Fury is fighting this weekend, but that's it.
Yeah.
And go straight to
Go to the
Belgium.
France and Belgium. Okay.
Ayo.
Oh, yeah, I heard you. Do you hear
Ayo.
me? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Let's go straight to Belgium. We'll just mention Tyson Fury is fighting. Let's go.
Okay.
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay.
So we'll go straight to Belgium and then Italy in UEFA Nations League, and then from there we'll go now. But we'll just mention that Tyson Fury is. Meanwhile, so yesterday, hey God, this life. So yesterday we had already planned now. You know how it is that okay, the boys are going to win. We'll have like an after, not a party, but after get together, maybe cocktails,
You guys are proud.
finger food at the hotel. I was so happy, I was dressed up for TV, so I just thought, okay, today's a good day. From the TV dressing up, otherwise I will not dress up. You know me, I will go there like a homeless person. I said, okay, from the TV place, I'll just go and slay with our win. We really enjoy this cocktail moment. Ashe, I can guarantee you that by the time the result was over, I said everybody walked straight to their room. Everybody went to their room. And you couldn't knock on anybody's door to say, I want to, please what? Please who? Cocktail key.
You want to step up with me?
Eh? So even the coach.
You found me. I said, well, would you like to step up for a drink?
How?
After they lost.
How do you want to? How does the drink even want to go down? You will suck on the drink. So it was really huge. I mean, even the coach. So Genov Raw came out. So the press was waiting for Genov Raw in the press conference room. However, we also created a tent. So the press conference, that the post-match press conference that people got was the reporters that laid Genov Raw on his way to the locker room. He did not go for a press conference. He was not ready. He just answered the people in the hallway and then
what would he say?
Away.
He will pull a Naomi Osaka and say his mental health cannot handle it.
His mental health was affected, my darling.
It cannot even work. And now I want to believe it.
But I don't like this thing we are saying. We were owing that guy 8 months salary.
You said that they just paid him his 8 months salary.
They only paid. So they just. So we hear that it was not the complete 8 months, that they paid him 5 months salary.
Because obviously, he performed better when he's being owed.
But now that he lost to go,
they shouldn't be paying him money. They should be owing him.
I think what happened, they didn't pay him his full money.
Oh, so wanted to show us.
No, I don't think so. I'm just saying that if I were the one, that would be my excuse. My excuse is that they didn't pay me my salary, so I'm not coming.
Adam says, get together till residents lost to what disaster. And then that person says, Tega, you get dates. Why are you in a rush to go? Oh no, because they were
yes, God. Yes, if you saw the way I took off, people couldn't believe it because we're just hanging around. We had planned now that we'll all go to a hotel, after party, after cocktail.
That would be so painful. Thank you. That one says, I'm looking. I can't even see the emoji, but thank you. It looks like a positive one. Okay, we're going back to air in 17 seconds.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, so
3, 2, 1. Let's
go. It's not easy.
Fam. It's not easy. Yes, you want to listen all day long here on Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life. Thank you very much indeed for being a part of the show and the conversation. We love it. We love you. Thank you. It's still the Locker Room 981. We're talking sports. We spent a considerable amount of time, understandably, talking about the match yesterday between the Super Eagles of Nigeria and the Wild Beasts of Central African Republic. But moving away from that now, we also talk about Formula 1, Max Verstappen. Now, we just wanted to let you know that Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder 3 is happening this weekend. Tega.
that fight, the last fight in the trilogy is happening on Saturday.
Okay.
And of course, the Gypsy King looks like he hasn't prepared well. His camp seems so disorganized and everything. But you know how Tyson Fury is. He excels in disorganization. So the more
Don't be
disorganized, the more
fooled.
likely he is to beat you. But he's also wary of Wilder because he knows that Wilder has revenge on his mind. And that's the one thing he's preparing for, that Wilder can come in and stun him, so he's not going to take anything for granted. So the trilogy happens on Saturday. Don't miss out. I got my money on Tyson Fury. If he disappoints me, well, Nigeria has already disappointed me, so it can't be worse.
It can be worse. They played nothing can be worse. All right, so now let's talk about a match that was exciting, right? So the Theo Hernandez struck a 90th minute winner as France came from 2 goals down to beat Belgium 3-2 and set up a meeting with Spain in the UEFA Nations League final after an enthralling game at Juventus Stadium, trailing 2-0 at halftime thanks to goals
Let
from...
me just say this. This
No,
tournament, again, this competition was supposed to be about friendlies. That's what it was supposed to be. All of a sudden, everybody is hustling to get their hands on this trophy. And that is what has added to the legacy of this tournament. Belgium yesterday, they were saying this is our chance for the golden generation to win something. They approached the match that way. First half, 2. In fact, they could have scored a third, if not for good measure. They were outrunning and outplaying France. But you know what they say? No be who first call police, they win case. Second half came in, France started the game like a house of fire. They got a goal, got a penalty, and then they got the winner in the 90th minute. Just when I thought this is going to enter extra time, let's enjoy some beautiful football. So I would say this for the Belgians. Roberto Martinez was saying something about the pressure for them to win was too much, so they crumbled under the pressure. I was like, no, that's not what happened to them. It was not a psychological collapse. It was a technical collapse. And that falls squarely at your desk. And I know at the end of the best laid plans come down to the people on the field that are executing it. However, you should have known that the French football team would come out very differently than they did in the first half. And they have the arsenal to damage any team in the country. So yes, they were a bit off, not playing with each other in the first half, but you knew that in the second half, 2-0 was a disgraceful result, and they were going to come out and play differently. And so for me, the problem with Belgium, for me, has always been that Roberto Martinez is their coach. He's not going to get much out of the team because tactically he's lacking. And so for me, all they needed to do was manage the game. Yes, there were 1 or 2 chances in the second half that Lukaku could have extended their goal scoring and maybe giving them a lead. But you cannot base your entire victory on 1 or 2 moments. You have to plan for victory, and he didn't do that. So it was a technical collapse to me. It was not a mental one. It's just the French came out in a completely different way. They were attacking every ball. They were playing. They made the pitch smaller because in the first half, the Belgians were stretching them. So what they did was that they just made that pitch a little smaller and a little tighter. Not give Kevin De Bruyne space to make those brilliant passes, or Lukaku. Lukaku always had a bodyguard on him, and so they just closed out all the channels, and Belgium collapsed. That's a technical collapse. So for me, it's Roberto Martinez that really needs to change. However, the golden generation are slowly losing their chance to really be golden.
Missed a chance to be golden, unfortunately. All right. So a Premier League footballer who was arrested on suspicion of sexually assaulting a woman has been bailed. The Brighton and Hove Albion player in his 20s was held at a nightclub in Brighton early on Wednesday. On Thursday morning, he was released on conditional bail until 3rd November while inquiries continue.
Okay, so here's what I don't like about these footballers and this sexual assault case, is that it happens time and time again, and people still behave a particular way. For me, it's disappointing. Now, I'm not passing any judgment on the player until I hear exactly what happened, but I think oftentimes they also need to be careful. So this allegedly happened in a club. It's, by the way, the player's name is Bissouma. Some people don't want to call his name, but we all know who was arrested. So, so there's no point in trying to hide it. And so a 20-year-old boy whose career is just starting, and this case comes up. I don't want to like I said, I'm going to give him the opportunity to defend his case like he legally has the right to. So I'm not going to jump to any conclusions, but I mean, people just need to be a little more respectful. So let's see how this unveils themselves. They need to be a little more respectful, a little more careful. You can't be carefree. You can't just be saying now, I was playing with her. Nobody's a toy. You can't be playing with anybody. So just, it is, I'm telling you. So you just need to be careful. So I'm waiting. I mean, I've heard some of the background stories, and it's looking like one of those things that people think that they can get away with. But let's wait for the court to really come back with the result, and we know exactly what happened. But it's not a record that you want to have in your history at all. Even Cristiano Ronaldo today, Las Vegas is still trying to throw out his rape allegations till today. Remember when that rape allegation was made years ago? Till date, he's in court. So you don't want your life to just be stopped at that moment.
Yeah, absolutely. Right, so on YouTube, Tajuddin says the wild beasts feasted on the eagles. It's quite understandable. Abdulaziz Alao says she's asking for your bone straight. Are you still mourning the eagles' loss? No, I think she's.
So my bone straight is in my handbag. It's not popping on my head. I'm mourning. See now.
Emeka Mamu on WhatsApp says Super Eagles. Imagine Super Eagles lost to a country not bigger than Alimosho local government. Couldn't believe my eyes. Raw blaming the loss on the absence of Ndidi and Iwobi was just annoying to hear. Lastly, a special shout out to the latest Dorime club in town. And we're getting to that now. Newcastle United. First things first, sack Steve Bruce, sign Mbappe, Neymar, Haaland, and Van Dijk next season. So Newcastle boss Steve Bruce fears he will be sacked following the completion of the Saudi Arabian-backed £305 million takeover of the Premier League side. The sale went through on Thursday after the deal passed the Premier League owners and directors test, ending Mike Ashley's 14-year spell as owner. Tega, your thoughts on the Newcastle takeover and what's it called now? The Newcastle takeover and the new owners. Okay, Tega is trying to log back in. Let's see if I have some. Okay, are you back, Tega?
Yes, I'm back. So here's the big deal. Here's the huge deal. I've been seeing a lot of memes about the Newcastle team for next season. You know, there's Messi in that lineup, there's Mbappe, there's Neymar.
Maybe Messi.
I mean, look, and with the fact that they're thinking of lifting financial fair play, it may even make it easier. What makes it even worse is that I'm hearing that the new owners of Newcastle are 3 times richer than the owners of Manchester City. So the money is there. Plenty money. Football has become
a
game of money. If you don't have money, hide your face. So it's going to be interesting to see, but guaranteed, Steve Bruce is not staying there. Guaranteed. I can tell you now, they are shopping for somebody.
Who do you think they would likely be looking at? Or is it too early?
They are looking at the top coaches, and Steve Bruce is now among the top 30. So it's definitely going. So all the likes of, like I said, the likes of Zidane, the likes of Antonio Conte, who've won trophies, they are going to be on that list. Thomas Tuchel will be on that list. So Chelsea fans, all that bragging used to brag, goodbye. These people have more money than you. Their father's farm is bigger than yours. So they are going to come for your coach. Your coach is on that headhunting list. So really huge deal for Newcastle. But I want to see how this pans out, because even the Premier League may invoke some rules to make some kind of transfer so that the league will still look like it's a little balanced, even if it's not going to be.
All right, nice one. Ending the comments with Amara saying, so after causing me to stay in traffic for 4 hours yesterday, they still lost the match. Amara, I understand. Can you imagine? Sam from Ikoyi says that they are not 3 times richer, Tega. They are 10 times richer. He's giving me an analysis of the richest football owners. And man, they're at 320 billion pounds, while Man City at number 2 is at 23.2 billion pounds.
Again, they have mad money. They have mad money.
It is going to be very interesting. It's about to get really interesting. All right, thank you. Okay, let me take this one from YouTube and then we'll wrap up. Martinez proving that he's good enough to coach Barca, lose spectacularly with swag and playing the right way. Barca, sign him up. All right, thank you all so very much for being a part of the conversation. Thank you so much, Tega, for doing the Lord's work with the Eagles, even though we didn't, it didn't materialize, but
Yeah.
you can find Tega at LIS International on her social media and also Tega Supreme. Find us at Smooth981 on Instagram, at Smooth981FM on Twitter when they finally find the conditions to lift the ban. I'm Mairo-Ese. Follow me at Mairo-Ese on all social media platforms. Have a wonderful day and don't forget to enjoy Smooth for the rest of the morning and throughout the day.
Ayo, thank you so much. Yeah. Take care. Yeah. Have a great weekend.
Thank you, Tega. Have a great weekend. And thanks to everyone online. Thank you so very much. Have a great weekend. Thank you for being